Hello and welcome, I'm cringe with MMOplay.com, and today we're reviewing Super Awesome Quest. It tried its hardest to live up to such a name, and do they accomplish that goal? Well, sort of. There is definitely questing, true fact. The super awesome part? Not so much. Average Flash style graphics painted onto a boring tile based action system doesn't sound that great. The writing, however, was a pleasant surprise. Awful? Sure, but interesting? You betcha. Get it on Android and iOS for free. Or don't, it's not very good. Everyone is a winner here with these cheap should be on Newgrounds Flash game. Well, I mean, the developer won, and that's all that matters. Sure, it looks okay and generally has a good sense of personality and a decent level of vibrance, but man, is that an outdated way to style a game. You'll see the same boring assets reused over and over again in an assortment of predictable ways. The game is not a looker, but it sounds better than okay. The feedback click on a tile with a hammer on it sounds fantastic, and the music is quite nice and fitting to the theme. The rest of the sound design didn't leave an impression, like none whatsoever, but that's probably a good thing. Probably. Super Awesome brings a fairly unique combat system into the mix. Tap a tile to perform an action or uncover a possible action on a grid of about 5x5 or so. When you use any of the possible actions, the spaces next to that tile become uncovered for use. You can also manually uncover a tile, but then your enemy gets a turn, and like, you want that. Possible actions include damage, a block, a buff, a debuff, and healing. Linking 2 damage tiles in a row doubles the combo and should be actively sought after. In fact, if you don't, you'll probably lose, even early on in the game. Cycle between those actions smartly to proceed past the hundreds of unemployed skeletons in your way for no apparent reason. Hey, maybe some evil warlord will see their proactiveness and land them a hand. Basically, take too many turns and they kill you. Avoid that. Generally, combat scenarios were fast enough, but lacking any depth. Largely, this is due to the random nature and lack of player choice in how many tiles and of what kind or even what class. Most of the game is tap a space and hope that linking card is near. Due to the same tile grid every time and lack of any strategic diversity, battles quickly became a barrier just to see the dialogue, which in itself is pretty poor. Take writing that tries too hard to be funny, remind you of someone, and stuff it into a lazy theme. Let it stew for a while, and what do you get? Well, nothing. Both of those are concepts and cannot be stewed. But as mentioned before, the skeletons are out of a job and referenced here and there as if they're people too or something. Then the main character banders on about some nonsense. The usual. True, it's awful and eye-rolly, but it's the highlight of this game. You can expect to look forward to the silly dialogue just to get away from that awful combat. More like super lame quest. You see what I did there? I changed the awesome to lame, you see that? Anyway, it looks bad, it plays poorly, and contains dialogue that never should have left the writer's head. Super Awesome tries to be novel and carry itself on silliness in a casual game mode, but destroys that by making the combat needlessly difficult and throwing all that hard work away. It actually would have been better if you just senselessly tapped to the screen, not thinking about what you get or what to do next. What do you even want to be, Super Awesome Quest? A mediocre 5 out of 10. Once again, I've been cringe with MMOplay.com. Thanks for watching.